This is the hardest story I've ever told. Because I'm not the hero of it. I'm the villain. And for 11 years I lived with that truth every single day. My name is Richard Hayes. I was a detective sergeant in Chicago PD. 22 years on the force, medals, commendations, a reputation for never letting a guilty man walk. In 2014 my son, Jordan, was 19. Smart kid, top of his class, full scholarship to Northwestern. But he started running with the wrong crowd. Small thefts, joyriding. Weed. I warned him. I grounded him. I took his car keys. I thought tough love would save him. Then one night in October, everything exploded. A corner store robbery. To mask kids. One gun. The owner, a 58-year-old grandfather named Mr. Alvarez, fought back. He was shot in the chest. Died on the way to the hospital. Security camera caught the second kid's face for half a second when his mask slipped. It was Jordan. I was the lead detective assigned to the case. I sat in the interrogation room and watched the footage 100 times. I knew that jawline. I knew that walk. I knew my own son. My partner wanted to bring him in. I told him I'd do it myself. I drove home. Jordan was in the living room playing Xbox like nothing happened. I cuffed him in front of his mother. He looked at me with pure shock. "Dad, what are you doing?" I said the only thing I could. "You killed a man, Jordan. The camera saw you." He screamed he was only the lookout, that he never touched the gun, that his friend panicked. I didn't listen. I wanted justice. I wanted the streets to know that even a cop-ass kid doesn't get a pass. I testified against him in court. The prosecutor offered a plea, 12 years. Jordan refused. He wanted to fight. The jury deliberated for 4 hours. Guilty. Felony murder. 25 years to life. I watched my son, my only child, be led away in chains, while his mother collapsed screaming in the gallery. I told myself I did the right thing. For 8 years I visited him once a month in Stateville Correctional Center. Every time he asked the same question, "Why didn't you believe me, Dad?" Every time I answered, "Because the evidence didn't lie." Year 9 he stopped talking to me. Year 10 he stopped accepting visits. I retired in 2022, sold the house, moved to a tiny cabin 2 hours outside the city, drank every night, stared at his old photos until I couldn't see through the tears. Then one night in March 2025, exactly 11 years after the trial, someone knocked on my cabin door at 11:11 p.m. I opened it. A man stood there in a tailored black coat, short beard, muscles he didn't have at 19, eyes older than time. Jordan. He looked at me for 10 seconds without speaking. Then he stepped aside. Behind him were 2 moving trucks and a black Rolls-Royce. He said, voice calm and deep, "Hi, Dad. Can I come in?" I couldn't move. He walked past me, put a briefcase on my kitchen table, and opened it. Inside, $11 million in cashier's checks, he said. "I got out 3 months ago. Good behavior. New evidence." The real shooter confessed on his deathbed last year. I was granted a full pardon and for $1 million compensation for wrongful imprisonment. The other $7 million? I earned it inside. I started a coding school for inmates. One kid I taught sold an app for $200 million. He gave me 3.5% equity as a thank you. I'm worth more today than I ever dreamed. But I didn't come here for the money. He closed the briefcase and slid it toward me. "I came here for you. You put me away. You destroyed my life. You broke Mom's heart. She died 2 years ago. By the way, you never came to the funeral. But you also taught me one thing. Consequences are real. So here are yours. This money is yours. Every cent. I don't need it. I built my life without you. But you're 63. You have nothing. Your pension barely covers this cabin. Take it. Or burn it. I don't care. I just needed you to see that the son you threw away became the man you could never be." I fell to my knees. I begged. I cried harder than I ever have in my life. He knelt down in front of me, put his hand on my shoulder, and said the words that broke me forever. "I forgave you a long time ago, Dad. Prison gave me time to understand something you never did. You didn't send an innocent kid to jail. You sent a guilty kid who needed to pay, and then became an innocent man because of it. You saved my life in the worst possible way. I hated you for 11 years. Then I realized I became successful because I had nothing left to lose. So thank you for being the toughest, cruelest, most necessary father a man could have. He stood up. I'm getting married next month. Her name is Maya. She waited for me the whole time. We're having a little girl in December. I want you there. Not as the cop, not as the hero, as Grandpa. If you want to be part of our lives, the door is open. But only if you walk through it as the man who admits he was wrong. I love you, Dad. I always did. Even when I hated you. He walked out, left the briefcase, left the Rolls-Royce keys, left me sobbing on the floor of a cabin that suddenly felt too small for all the regret in the world. I moved into their guest house 3 weeks later. I held my granddaughter the day she was born. Jordan named her Hope. Every night I read her bedtime stories, and every night I end with the same line. Your daddy is the strongest man I've ever known, because he forgave the weakest. If you're watching this and you still have time, call your father. Call your son. Say sorry. Say thank you. Say I love you. Because sometimes the worst thing a parent can do becomes the best thing that ever happened to their child. And sometimes the only way to get your son back is to lose him first. Comment forgiveness heals if this hit you. And hug your family tonight. I know I will. See you in the next one.